Perfect. All right.
Go,
So,
Dr. Fletcher.
all right. So I'm Dr. Fletcher, and I am a chiropractor from Gothenberg, Nebraska, which is in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, but it's great and I love it here. I work in the Remedy Clinic, which is a holistic family clinic. So we have chiropractic, we have a nurse practitioner, a massage therapist, and several other different entities in the office that work here. And I do work with children and adults with disabilities and help them with their neurologic functions. So I actually sit down and I work with your brains and help you to identify why is your brain not working and what is causing that brain to not work.
Sorry if my dogs are barking in the background.
That's all right. So today they asked me to kind of talk to you guys about different stretches and exercises you guys can do that were fairly easy. And the way that I decided to tailor that was to different aspects of the brain. So challenging the brain in different ways to kind of boost your brain function. So some of the things that help with this are obviously comfy clothes, plenty of water, because again, they are doing exercises and stretching. And then as we're going through them, if you guys feel like you need a break, because I want you to do it with me, just go ahead and take your break if you need it, and we'll go from there. So I figured we do about 5 reps of each thing that we're going to do. And yeah, so we're going to try to retrain your brain to make it stronger and smarter through exercise. All right, any questions?
I hope you're not a zombie.
What was that?
I hope you're not a zombie.
You hope he's not a zombie?
Not a zombie.
No, I'm healthy and can be plenty of flesh on my skin.
Dr. Fletcher, show us how strong you are.
All right.
Oh, you'll see this?
Let's get gun show. Gun show.
All right. So the first major thing that we're going to work on is just our breathing. Breathing is the most important thing you can do when exercising, because that's what brings oxygen in to fuel your body and then gets rid of all that junk that comes into your body when you're working out. So everything that you're building up, toxins and everything, really done, will leave your body through your breath. It's not through your urination or through your poop. It's actually through your breathing that you get rid of most everything in your body. And so we're going to start with 3 deep breaths. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath in for me. Really try to fill those lungs and pull it all the way down. And then as we breathe out, we are going to breathe as far out as we can and get all that bad air out of your body. And breathe in again. And out. Last one. Hold it. And out. Good. And with that, you're already starting to feel like your body is getting a little bit of a workout, right?
Uh-huh.
So the next thing we're going to do is just a basic neck stretch. So we're going to tilt our head side to side, so left, and stretch it as far as you can, and to the right, both sides. You can even go forward and backward and really loosen that neck up. This is going to boost your neurologic activity, because your brain stem and your brain are actually attached to all those muscles around in your neck. And that's going to start stimulating the brain to start working. And it's really going to loosen all those nerves up throughout your body and get them really working for you. And so one way you can actually do this to help even more is to kind of grab on your head like this, and you can pull it over. And do the same on the other side, and really good at loosening up, all right?
Billy, I'll be right back.
Okay, come on, Dustin. Okay. Do some stretching here. Come on, Evan. Stretch.
Okay. So the next one we're gonna do is called the reach for the stars. And I'm gonna stand up for this one, all right? So this one's super simple as well. So we're gonna start down here, and we're gonna go straight up and reach as tall as we can, and really try to stretch through here and here, and you'll feel it even in your low back. If you stretch back eastwards a little bit. And what this one does is it's going to help get your brain synchronizing on both sides. So your left brain and your right brain are going to start working together. And what other things you can do to help improve that are actually to do opposite sides. So stretch just one way and then stretch the other way. And you really want to hold these when you're doing them by yourselves so that you have plenty of time to really make sure all of that loosens up throughout your whole body. Yeah. How's that starting to feel? You're already getting a little bit loose, aren't you?
Feels good.
For sure. So the next one we're going to do is actually a neurologic training exercise. And I'm going to get a little bit closer to you guys. And so this one's really easy. This one's going to train the backside of your brain, where all of your fine motor skills are. So your ability to work with your hands in little tiny bits, little bitty pieces and pick things up. And so what you're going to do is you're going to touch your nose and then touch your phone and have it about arm's length apart. And you're going to go back and forth between those two and keep going. Some people, that's really hard. You're going to pick one spot on that phone that you're going to go to every time, right? And then we're going to switch sides. And if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you're going to close your eyes and try to do the same thing. And it becomes 10 times harder. And so this is a really, really good exercise, especially for people with Parkinson's disease, where it's affecting the back of their brains. It's going to help them to retrain that body. And you'll actually see some people, their hands start to shake like this when they try to go there, because they lack that ability to know where something is in space according to them. So that one's a really neat one. So next, we're going to go with just shoulder shrugs. So you're going to take, I got to get closer for this one too so you can see me. So we're going to just roll our shoulders like this. You're really trying to feel it move in your pecs here, and then the upper back portion of your back here. And so you just keep rolling those shoulders, and you can switch directions and go the other way. Move your arms a little bit. And again, you're just trying to loosen everything up so that you get the best blood flow to your brain that you can, all right? I'm actually even cracking a little bit in here. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's not bad. That's getting loosened up, all right? Any questions at this point?
No, it feels good.
Right, for sure. All right. So another thing to make that one more difficult, if you like a challenge, is you can actually roll your shoulders differently, almost like you're dancing. And that'll help to loosen them up too. All right.
Yep.
Oh, the next one is one of my least favorite exercises, but it works so good. So we call it arm circles, or some people call them sun gods. And so you're going to put your arms out like this and do small circles around. And so this is actually working those really small muscles in your shoulders. And so people that are in wheelchairs and stuff like that, these are very important because you need those muscles to keep your arms together, especially when you're trying to do that maneuver of rolling. And so just small circles, and you do it for about 5 minutes if you can. If you can't, you can take a break in between and go different directions. And if you want to challenge your brain, try going in opposite directions.
Oh,
And then go the opposite direction. And again, you're challenging that upper portion where you have the critical thought process of how your motor skills are going to work when you're trying to do it opposites of each other. And actually, the next one, this leads into the next one, is hand circles.
oh.
And so moving your hands only in the circles, and you're going to feel the stretch, and you might feel a little bit of clicking and popping again in your hands.
Yes.
And as you keep holding your arms out, you're going to realize you're getting really tired, and you might start to sweat a little bit. But that's good. We're boosting oxygen levels, right? Those deep breaths in again. Good, good. And so then you can get crazy with your hands too. So you can go opposites of your hands and go the opposite direction. One direction is always going to be harder for people than the other.
It takes some
And actually,
concentration.
And that's how we're powering that brain. Like I told you, we're trying to drive function to your brain to help boost activity. So that's going to help with any of your neurologic conditions, like even anxiety and depression, stuff like that. All this oxygen going to your brain is going to help boost and help you to deal with those situations in a more natural way other than the drugs and stuff. So
So if I'm feeling kind of blue and blah, like with all this bad weather we've had, if I just like do these stretching exercises, I'll feel better.
Yeah, you'll start to feel better almost immediately. And especially if you really do work on that breathing and really trying to do that. Because when you're breathing, if you're breathing from your chest and not so much from down here, which a lot of us do, you're actually stress breathing. And so your ribs are moving, but your stomach's not moving. And this is what pumps all of your lymphatic system and gets all the junk out of your body. Versus if you're breathing up here, this is
What were you
what we
guys
call
talking about while I was gone?
just more exercises. And so right now we're talking about breathing. And so when we breathe from our chest, we're actually panic breathing. And so your respiratory centers for your brain are right next to your stress receptors for your brain. So if you're not breathing properly, you're actually sending messages into the stress part of your brain saying, hey, I think I'm stressed, even though you're not stressed. And if you're not breathing properly, you can automatically start to make yourself go into that stress pattern.
Hey, Dr. Fletcher, can I say something?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm usually stressed out because I have a question just based on like, how long have you been doing this?
4 years.
Really?
And even longer if you count school.
Is that true, Kelly?
Yeah. So yeah, do you hear what he's saying, Zoe? If you get stressed out, breathe from your stomach.
Really?
Breathe down here, not from up here. Really try to make your stomach go out. So if I turn this way, you see how my belly goes out, and then you can breathe out. It sucks back in. That's how you want to breathe all the time.
Yeah, sorry if I'm eating an apple in front of you guys.
Oh, you're fine.
That's great advice though, because I know sometimes we get stressed out, especially if we have to do like public speaking or something. So that's great advice. Breathe from your stomach.
Can I share a really cool story?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
So when I moved here from DC, my mom, I went to the Joseph Biden story. Has anyone here heard of Joseph Biden before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've heard of it.
I don't know who hasn't.
I photobombed him.
You photobombed the president?
Yes.
Crazy.
I am not legit joking.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Can I tell why?
So, go for it.
It was so funny.
So we're going to go on to the next stretch, all right? So the next one, I bet you guys have done in school, in high school and elementary school, is just the arm across the chest. And so what this one does is it's stretching those triceps back here, those back arm muscles, and then also back along these back shoulder blades. And so again, people in wheelchairs and stuff like that, when your arms get sore and tired, these are things that you can do to kind of help stretch them. And or if you're going to do some sports where you're going to be playing with balls or anything like that and throwing, these are the exercises you want to do. And you just straight across. I'll turn this way and look down so you can see. Just using this arm to pull that other arm over, and you'll really feel it through that shoulder, all right?
Yeah. Justin, did you have a question?
Yeah, when he done that dresses, that through the best Olympics as well.
That what?
When he done that dresses across his chest,
Yeah.
we do that through the best Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do that stretch in Special Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So they know what they're talking about. That's great.
Mhm.
It's very, very important if you're going to be doing any types of activities, especially with your arms, because you want them to be loose. And the looser they are, the more power you can have behind your throws.
Hey, can I share you a question?
Yep.
Sherry, this is for you.
This is for me?
Yeah. And
Okay.
Dr. Fletcher. You better be listening.
Oh dear. Okay, I am. I'm sorry, I was on the phone for a minute.
Tell Dr. Fletcher to be listening.
I am.
Perfect. So when you're doing like a stretch, for an example, like when you're laying down on your like, how do you do a child's pose? Do you know?
So just laying on your back, yeah.
Okay.
Here.
And
but you
do
can't
you,
really see me. It's a really
do-
weird position for me.
do you do a bridge by any chance?
I can do a bridge, yes.
Genius!
We had no idea you were this talented, Dr. Fletcher.
You
I try
rock.
really hard.
We had no
So-
idea. We had no idea you were this challenging, Dr. Fletcher.
I try really hard.
Sorry if I'm eating an apple in front of you, Dr. Fletcher.
You're fine, but I'm going to continue on, all right?
All right, cool.
Perfect. So our next one is we're going to reach for our toes. So you got to stand up for this one. And so we're just going to go straight down and try to touch our toes. And if you can't go down very far, that's fine. But you're going to reach and you're going to really feel it through right back here in your low back. And you might even feel it in your hamstrings a little bit. But you go down as far as you can. If you can palm the floor, even better, that's great. That means you're doing great. I'm not flexible, so I'm about right here. And you just kind of hang there. And it's really comfortable when you kind of get to a good spot where you feel that nice, good stretch. Yeah,
Well,
feeling good.
My back.
My back popped.
That's not a problem. That's actually a good thing. So you're
Thank
actually
you.
opening up all your joint space. And that's what I do as a chiropractor is make sure all your joints are working properly.
I got a
I like
question.
chiropractors.
There you go.
I got a question.
All right.
Dustin,
go
you
for
have a
it.
question?
Yeah, why if somebody has off balance, they could do it in a chair, like in a chair?
Yeah, you can,
instead-
if you're in a wheelchair or if you're wanting to sit down to do this, all you do is, let me grab my chair. Hold on.
That was a good question, Dustin. Thank
Yeah. There goes a dog.
Hey,
I had a
Dubby,
question.
you. Been a good.
I actually have a wheelchair.
You are prepared.
Why do you have a wheelchair,
He's a
Dr.
doctor.
Fletcher?
I am a whole medical office. So I can go forward, backward, wherever I want to go. But I'm gonna lock my legs in place here. So if you're in a chair or a wheelchair, you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna reach down and try to touch your toes. You're not gonna get quite as good of a stretch because your legs are bent. But that's fine. You're not working on your hamstrings, then you're working more on your low back. All right?
and what about like angle your, hold on. What about angle your legs straight? You can bend that way, kind of?
Yeah. And so if you were actually sitting down instead of in the wheelchair, let me move this again.
Just,
So if you're
Dr.
sitting
Fletcher-
down, you can throw your legs out like
Dr.
this
Fletcher,
and
Let
do
him
the same
let him
stretch
keep
and try to
going.
touch.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
yeah. Dr. Fletcher, do you
Okay.
see? Kelly, do you see my hand raised?
No, I didn't see your hand. Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. I see it now.
Cool. My question is for Dr. Fletcher. So,
Okay.
Dr. Fletcher, my question is that when you do like a stretch, you do like different types of yoga poses?
I do, yes. I have a couple different things that are from yoga in this class today, but those get a little bit more complicated. So I was trying to keep to the basics today.
Because I have a question for Kelly. Is this every Friday?
We have different topics it's twice a month and we do different topics. So
Okay.
we might ask Dr. Fletcher back in the future, but no, he's not with us every other week. So
This
Because-
is actually my first time.
Shut up.
He's a
Yeah.
newbie.
he's a newbie too.
What? Good
Dude,
job, Dr. Fletcher.
Thank you
Dr.
very
Fletcher,
much.
do you want to introduce us to your dog?
I will at the end. How about that?
Yay! Because I really want you.
All right.
I have an embarrassing photo that I've been waiting to tell you about, Dr. Fletcher.
Uh-huh. All right. So we need
Okay.
to keep moving though, because we got lots of stuff
let's
to do.
get some
all right, Zoe?
exercises.
So the next one we're going to do, back to that same pose. This one's a little bit different, but this one's actually going to be more of a brain training one again, all right? So we're going to do feet shoulder width apart again, and we're going to go down and just try to touch one toe, down and up. And you're just going to keep doing that same movement. And so this is actually training the middle upper portion of your brain and your big motor movement control. Now, you're going to switch to the other side and try to touch that toe. Up and down. And if you really, really want to challenge your brain and get that cross pattern, left and right, brain working together kind of thing, you're going to go opposites and try to touch the opposite toe to the opposite hand. And you're going to do several of these and try to really get that sweat burning again. As we're working on trying to get all that oxygen, remember, boosted up to your system to try to drive brain function. All right. Starting to feel it already. I don't know if you guys are.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pull this back in. So we're gonna go back to the wheelchair again. So the next one is actually another Parkinson's exercise that I've learned, and it helps to drive cortical activity to the posterior aspect of the brain and the brainstem. So this one's super easy. And so you're just gonna take your heel and you're just gonna rub it down the shin, both sides. And so what this is doing is that fine motor skill again. Some of you guys might notice that you're a little bit shaky when you do it. That's good. That's what we're working on. We're trying to train you. And so you really want to practice really trying to go straight down without the shaking. And we just do that. If you can't use your legs, that's fine. You'll do the same thing with the palm of your hand on your arms. You're just going to go down the arms.
Is
And
this
you can get crazy and
beneficial
do
for
both.
elderly people with dementia?
Dementia, Parkinson's, any kind of neurologic diseases, you want to do all these different exercises because you're
Woo.
stimulating different parts of the brain as we're
Right.
doing them. And so if you really want to get crazy, you could do opposite sides. So this
Oh my
side
gosh, you're
and
good.
this side.
That takes some brain power. I don't know if I
Yeah.
have.
All right. So the next one, another easy one. You can do it sitting, standing, whatever you want. I'm going to stay in the chair because it's easier for me. And so it's called the flying bird. You're just going to do the arms up and the arms down. And you're going to feel the stretch as you go up and come down. And you're really going to feel your shoulder bones moving, especially right up in here. And this is helping to, again, to drive that upper motor cortical activity.
You feel like the Karate Kid.
Yeah. And if you're really wanting to get crazy, you can do even more and actually work your front portion of your brain, your emotional cortex, and you can imagine where you're flying to. And you can
Oh,
fly away from your problems, or you can fly to somewhere that makes you happy, all that
Somewhere
kind of
warm.
stuff. And
Warm weather.
yes. So picture that in your mind as you're flying, and you can even get more exercise by going around the room wherever you want to go.
I'm
there
already
you
in
go.
Hawaii.
I love it.
Yeah, you're in Hawaii? That's awesome. I want to go to Hawaii.
Boy, are my arms tired.
Yeah.
That was a long
So if you
flight,
need
huh,
to, take a
Kelly?
break. And so that's the next one. So now we're going to go on to, I don't know if any of you guys like bowling, but this is the bowling move. So we're going to do a lunge forward. And with the opposite hand from the leg that went forward, you're going to roll the bowling ball. And so stand straight, step forward, and roll the bowling ball. And now you're working those deep core muscles down in here, strengthening your low back and your midsection. And what this does is works the central portion of your brainstem, which is the part of the brain that actually comes down and starts forming your spinal cord. And so roll it. And if you really want to get into it, you're going to roll your whole spine around as you do it. Feel your whole body move this way. And then you can switch to the opposite side. I'm not as good as my left.
Me
And
either.
roll. And you're really going to get that deep lunge. You're going to start feeling it in your legs here. And you're going to start feeling it in your arm and your belly area. And now I'm really sweating. Let's take a couple more deep breaths and take a little break, all right? So deep breath in. Let it out. Breathe into your tummy. Remember, breathe in. Let it out. Last one, deep breath in. Hold it this time. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and out. Now close your eyes and I want you to feel what you feel inside your head. You might start to feel like it's a little bit tingly up in there. And that's all the blood rushing to your head. It feels good. Do we have any questions at this time?
No, that's great.
Will you be able
Perfect.
to share any of this exercise printed material?
I could probably make something up for it, yeah. I
That would
have
be
everything
awesome.
kind of typed out a little bit, but I can get a little bit more in detail.
You are just amazing.
You're so good at explaining these things too, on how to.
I
do
know. I like how you explain it and tell us how it benefits the body too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's the important part of the knowing why is the reason that you're going to want to do it. Now, I
Well,
could sit up here and show you a million different moves.
My father-in-law lives with us and he has dementia, so I'm excited to try this and see if it is of any benefit to him.
Mm-hmm.
It can't hurt.
Perfect. It can't. And other things that really, really help with that is actually frankincense oil, essential oil. Frankincense oil has a sesquiterpene, which is a molecule in it that actually helps to activate glial and astrocyte cells, which are what clean up tissues in your brain and actually help to kind of get rid of some of that Alzheimer's dementia particles in the brain that are actually kind of destroying different areas of the brain.
Does it need to be
I
a
can give you
cold
more.
pressed oil or?
Frankincense oil is actually, I think, distilled, but
Okay.
I can give you more information on that later. So, yeah,
That question
okay.
about like the short-term memory loss, that will help too.
Help the
What?
Short-term memory loss.
Yep, it would help with that too. Yeah.
Okay, I probably need to get that information too for my grandmother.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds good.
She-
I'll be sure to get that for you.
And because my grandmother had a heart attack, that's why she got short memory loss.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. That'll
I
cause
got
that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I could pass on to my
circulation
family.
would be good. Yeah.
Good, good. All right, let's go back to exercising. We're getting too cooled off. All right, shake it
come
back out.
on.
Shake it back out. Get loose, get loose. All right, our next one. We're about halfway done right now. So the next one, we're gonna do the swing the bat. And it's just like you're gonna play baseball. You're gonna get that bat ready, and you're gonna swing through. And so we're just gonna keep doing that on the same side a couple times. And again, like the bowling, we're gonna use our whole body as we go through. Not just our arms, our whole body. And you'll feel it through your stomach mostly, then the backs of your arms as you do that. Swing through. Now, what did I write about this one? This is again working your whole core. So everything within your spine moves as you're doing that movement. And then if you're left-handed or if you want to start the other way, same thing, swing through. And as you're doing that, your whole spine is rotating. And so you're loosening up all those little muscles around the spine. Oh yeah, that feels good. Okay, next one is another one that we can do emotions with, all right? I'm gonna get closer again. These are air punches. So you're just gonna punch them out. You can punch in any pattern you want. If you're listening to a music, you can punch to the music. But
Hey, Dustin, guess who's on the other side of my punch?
I hope it's not me.
But she's not wrong. If you really want to help train your emotions and you want to help release some of your emotions, you're going to think about all those negative things that bother you, and you're going to put them in front of you while you're punching. So I want you to think about something that makes you mad, upset, angry. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a thing or an idea. COVID, that's a really great one. Nobody likes COVID.
Let's punch COVID.
And so punch COVID as much as you can and really get into it. And that's driving that cross pattern in the brain too. So not only are you doing the front part of your brain, you're doing both sides of your brain, and you're getting a good exercise and getting all those emotions out, right? So that one's a great one. Anybody else's armpits stink?
Oh,
I smell it. Please put your arms down, guys.
You can smell my
smell of
armpits?
it, huh?
Number ones.
So, all right, now you guys probably all know the next one. It's a jumping jack. So you're gonna start with your legs and arms out like this, and you're gonna jump, bring them together, and then jump again and bring them down. And so we're working on that cross pattern again and really driving that cross brain function again. You can also get crazy again and do different things. So if you wanted to start and do arms up as your legs go down, I can't even do it. My brain doesn't know how. But that's, again, it's challenging your brain centers to try to do different versions of these. Let's see.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I'm doing the opposite. And so that's a really good one. And that's really going to get your heart going. And if you're in a wheelchair again, you just do the arm motions. You're getting the same benefit no matter what, but go a little bit faster because now you have to challenge your heart rate a little bit more. Whew. Getting back up there again, cardiac arrest. All right, we did that, we did that. All right, the next one is, I call it the cheerleader move, but it's called arm circles. So you start with your arms out, move them up, move them forward. And so now you're working on those major arm moving muscles. Up, forward, out. Up, forward, out. Then you can give your favorite cheer. I don't know what your guys' is. We don't like COVID.
Kill COVID now. Kill
Yeah.
COVID now.
Don't
So-
kill Session.
Nah. I still like
All
you,
right.
but I never did like COVID.
Hey, Dr. Fletcher, I have a question for you since I got a Fitbit. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what a good resting pulse should be, like what I should aim for, because it monitors my pulse like 24 hours. So what's a good healthy resting pulse?
So it depends on the person and their
Okay,
activity level.
58 years old. I'm a little round.
Uh-huh.
So I just wondered.
So anywhere from about 65 to 85 would be a good resting heart rate for you. And when you're wanting to get up above that, you want to try to get into about the 110 to 120 to get into that fat burning stage.
Good. Okay.
Mm-hmm. If you really want to do cardio, you need to be up in the 130, 140 range.
Woo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So are you saying that as you get older, your resting heart rate increases or decreases?
Depends on the person. So usually if people start to have stress on their blood pressure and stuff starts to go up, they're actually going to have a higher blood pressure and more beats per minute because you're trying to get more blood in and out faster. Versus somebody that's healthy and young, they're going to have a lower heart rate because their heart's strong, pumping easy blood that's full of oxygen straight into the body, if that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions on that?
No, you've just told me that I'm totally out of shape, and I knew that.
Hey, round is a shape.
Yeah.
Thank you, I agree.
So,
That's my favorite. No doubt.
so
Yeah. All right.
our next move we're gonna do works best if you're on a chair, or even better, you'll get a better exercise if you're on the floor. I don't want the better exercise right now. I'm getting kind of tired. So I'm gonna go with the chair and we're gonna row a canoe. And so you're gonna lean over the side of the boat and you're gonna paddle. And so now you're working that core again, working your whole spine as it comes around. And this move is actually driving brain function to the opposite side of whichever side you're paddling. And then you can go to the other side. Again, making sure your whole body's moving over that chair and paddling hard. If you've ever actually been in a canoe and paddled, you know that this is a lot harder in a canoe with the water resistance
Yeah.
than in a chair. And then if you want to get really crazy and work both sides of your brain, you're going to paddle with the kayak stick. The chest paddles on both sides, and you're going to go either way, really bending both directions. And you'll notice that if you're laying on the ground, and you're going back and forth like that, you're getting a really good core ab workout. So you might end up with that 6-pack that we all dream of, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that keeps me up at night waiting for it.
Right? So your next one, another big core exercise, because I'm trying to really, really strengthen your guys' cores, which is going to help balance your whole entire body. So the next one is reach for the basketball and shoot. Reach for the basketball and shoot. And you're just going to keep doing that for a couple cycles. And then we're going to switch to the other side. You can do it left-handed, or you can still be right-handed, up to you. And if you want to add that next layer of difficulty, jump. Grab from that side. And that is going to actually do more. There you go. That's going to do more for your brain than anything, because you're actually working not only on your fluidity of your motion or your coordination, but you're actually working on your major movement skills, your fine movement skills, and you're getting cardio and pumping blood to the brain when you jump up and down. Whew. I should do workout videos.
You're good at this.
Yeah, I'm good. I like these because they're all familiar things that we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I try to really focus on the easy things to remember is what I wanted you guys to be able to take away.
Thank you.
All the brain stuff is great to know too, but this just gives you motivation to do the actual thing. So not the last one. We got 3 more. So your next one is just rolling it around. SpongeBob calls it bring it around town. And you're just stretching all those low back muscles. Go as far down as you can, come as far back as you can, go to the sides as much as you can. Switch directions, do it again. And you're just loosening up that low back after doing all those stretching and exercises. Really trying to open everything up and bring it around town.
Oh, I can feel the stretch in my sides. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And your backs might even pop again in that one if you feel it. That's a good thing. Okay. Now, the last one we want to do and really get our heart rate going up right before we finish, because we want to finish strong with that root exercise, is running in place. Just jogging in place. So this is all we're doing here is trying to get our heart rates up. And we got to do this for about 3 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on the person. And that's really going to just get you as much oxygen as you can. And we're going to finish with our breathing at the very end. All right. So keep running with me. You can go faster. I want you guys to beat me in this race. Come on. We're at 1 minute. We got 2 more to go.
Come on, Dustin, run with us.
If you don't want to use your legs, you can just use your arms and show me how fast you can run. We're at 2 minutes. Keep going.
I'm almost to your house, Dustin. Watch out.
I'm
He's
coming.
gonna get you. I've seen those murder movies. You gotta outrun the murderer. That got you with the punching.
Hit them zone.
All right, 10 more seconds. Go fast as you can. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Oh, Dustin, I'm at your door. Don't answer it.
Catch our breaths. Deep breaths in.
Yeah, right.
Exercise.
Hold it. Breathe out. Deep breath in. Hold it. Breathe out. And one more deep breath in.
For homework?
Hold it. And breathe out. All right. Catch your breath. That was a good workout. I'm proud of all of you.
Boy, my Friday afternoon is usually a little mellower.
Yeah.
Right?
But this is good.
This is great.
For sure.
You agree,
Yeah.
don't you, Finnegan?
He's doing his downward facing dogs
Good job, buddy.
and his sun warriors. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. It's a good time to get a drink.
You
No,
know, whenever my
down.
dog gets up, when she's from laying down, she always does a double stretch. She'll stretch her front self out, and then she'll stretch her back self out. And every time I see that, I think I could learn something from her if I would just stretch.
Yes. Dogs know how to live.
Dogs?
They know.
100%. So every morning when they get up, the first thing that they do is stretch. And they usually go outside and go to the bathroom, get their water and food for the day. And then they go about their day and doing their normal activities. Then they go and take a nap, get up and stretch again.
Stretch.
I mean,
Yep.
dogs truly, truly live life the way that we're supposed to. We just don't do it. So if you actually mimic your dog every day, sit, you'll actually get a lot healthier.
You
But
know,
part
I
of it is
have started
changing your
trying
diet.
to do that and remember, okay, you should stretch now. Of course, she thinks, what are we doing? I'll help.
Let's play. Yeah.
All right, Finn, you want to show them your tricks? You want to show them your tricks? All right, you want to dance for them?
Wow.
Good job.
Oh,
High five. Yeah.
Oh, you're a good
That's it.
doggy.
Stay. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Ready? You want to lay down? Good. Now roll over. All the way. Nope. All the way. All the way. There you go.
What a good puppy dog you are.
All right. You want to show more? Come here. Come over here where they can see you better. Sit. Bang. Don't tell me no. Sit. Bang. And he's dead.
Oh, that was a good death move.
Drama.
Right? What else do you want to show them? How about sit, sneeze, sneeze, sneeze? No, he's not going to do that one. I can usually get him to sneeze on command. All right, his favorite, dance, dance.
Well, that's
There you go.
Doggy,
Oh,
dancing doggy.
Up.
oh, bravo.
What a good baby you are, Finnegan.
Bravo.
You're a handsome boy too.
For sure.
Well, thank
So,
you so much.